ran the plate on that vehicle, and on my computer screen popped up a name, Gerald Pearson. A couple warrants appeared, failure to register as a sex offender, and fleeing from police officers. I knew it was Pearson. He matched the photographs that we had of him on file. These warrants are pretty serious. We need to have contact. 1-5, we're marked with traffic. 1-5, go ahead. Party slot, passengers, getting out, I'll take another. Hey, get back in the car.
I don't even remember who all these skulls belong to.
I have to keep my eyes on her.
Mortals who tried to defy me. Disciples who betrayed me.
Get back in the car.
It doesn't matter anymore. The more I spread terror, the
Southbound on Central at 16. My speeds are at 70 miles per hour. Anytime you're traveling at a fast speed, it lessens your reaction time. This guy could try to be avoiding prison and not wanting to go back. We're continuing southbound here.
I'm sure in the police world things are going normally, but as me sitting there as a chaplain, I'm going, well, this is the first time I've ever been in a police chase.
154, I'm going to try to head down speed.
I heard over the radio Officer Scheffler was involved in the pursuit, so I tried to get ahead of him. We constantly have to weigh the benefits of catching the individual.
And I'm not sick, I got a hangover. It's the difference.
the more I spread terror.
I knew that he was going to go either left or right at the intersection, so I just stopped traffic both ways.
Stop! This guy's going to do whatever he can to evade us.
The more I spread.
Seeing guns drawn is not something that I have seen in real life. Is he going to shoot at the individual? Is he going to try to blow out his tires?
Pearson is able to evade Chief Gurn's stop.
I didn't
The
have enough time to
headless
safely
horseman who
administer
without
swipe
pause
strips to try to
decapitates the
deflate the
innocents
tires.
who cross his path.
The pursuit continues
The
onto back
claw
roads.
The
Girion,
dangers
cut
of
from the
driving
creature
on
of
a
the
dirt
same
road
name.
are that the visibility gets a lot harder to see. It spits up that dust. It's hard to control the vehicle. I see him start to slow down. Might be my only opportunity to
My
perform a
disciples
maneuver,
go
which is
to the
hit.
home of a poet suffering from creative impotence. Apparently, this is the nightmare is only beginning.
We position our vehicle
There you
next
go.
to the suspect vehicle. We attempt to spin it out.
Immediately in my mind I'm going, well, what side is he going to hit the guy with? Are the airbags going to deploy in the car when we hit them? Well, I did some praying. I'm not saying it out loud because I don't want to distract him.
After 30 minutes, the high-speed pursuit is back on paved roads.
Scream as loud as you can.
Oh my God. Thank you.
spike strips to deflate his tires to slow him down. He hits the stop sticks and his tires start deflating. Within seconds, Officer Shepler was coming, so I need to remove them quickly.
I made it through the intersection safe and clear, and that I could keep chasing after him.
These break and watch them. I think they were successful. I will feed the darkness.
I know that this might be my last opportunity to hit him.
What you gotta get?
Oh, nothing.
Each time I
Nigga, you said you had to get something for daddy.
he would,
That you got another daddy.
he wasn't gonna just let me do it. I had to start thinking of, I'm not sure if he's gonna be waiting there with a firearm. I see him take off on foot towards the tall grass. What else is this guy gonna do?
When Mac runs off, I say in the car, I'm wondering, am I going to hear gunshots? How is this going to end?
I didn't want to have physical contact with him with a gun in my hand because I knew if it was a fight, we'd be potentially fighting over that firearm. Therefore, I decided to go to a less lethal option.
The ancient history.
Gerald, get on the ground! I'm gonna tase you! Gerald, you're gonna get tased! Taser, taser! Taser deployment successful, Marshal. Hey, get on your stomach! Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach right now! Okay, let's go hands here. Hey, show me your hands! Get your hands out! Gerald, man.
I wasn't going to put it past him to potentially pull out a weapon.
Hey, let's get the handcuffs on. Hey, right hand, let's small your back. Right hand, small your back.
Farewell.
Anything sharp that's gonna help me, Gerald? No firearms? Alright, how you doing, Gerald? Hurt? You hurt? What's going on? How did they shoot? We got ambulance? Yeah, we may. Just in case. We'll start walking out of this, alright, man? You guys alright? Yep, we're good. Appreciate it.
He began apologizing.
We're sure that. Hey, what about that maybe 30 minutes ago? I died in my car. I was the one called.
Can't react emotionally. They're not running from you as a person, they're running from me as a police officer.
When I saw the individual come up as just an average guy, and in your mind you're going, why would you run? Why run from the police?
Wherever you go,
I got back to the patrol vehicle. Pastor Yori was still in good spirits. He wasn't too mad at me that I brought him on this wild encounter.
How's our score? I got a phone in the ditch here. Yeah.
It was nice to know that he was checking on me. This is the first chase I've been in.
I appreciate it.
I went to the ER with Mr. Pearson. Then we had turned him over to a transport officer who ultimately took him to the jail.
We've had the vehicle towed back to our department. We located some methamphetamine and paraphernalia related to that.
Pearson's passenger was found to be innocent. Gerald Lynn Pearson is found guilty of fleeing and resisting a police officer. Possession of methamphetamine. And failure to register as a sex offender.
From
He
now
is
on,
sentenced
you
to 3
belong
years
to
in prison.
His actions were pretty irresponsible and selfish. He didn't really care about
The humans
anyone
will
else on the
finally
road,
submit
other
to my
officers.
yoke.
I would say this whole incident really helped me understand the issues law enforcement deal with, and I think it has brought Nick and I closer together.
Pastor Yori, he's a super guy, but I think everyone doing the ride along doesn't expect to get in a police chase.
"43 miles northeast of Indianapolis is Anderson, Indiana.
At the Madison County Sheriff's Department, we have approximately 40 police officers on the Road Patrol Division. It's not a big department, so we're pretty close knit group. We rely heavily on tips from concerned citizens about wanted individuals that have warrants. They'll send us a tip of their location, maybe what they're driving, who they may be staying with. It's totally sweating us out.
Y'all going out? You know it's cold out there, right? It's just you got a coat.
I received an email
Huh?
about 2 wanted individuals. The email stated that they were staying at the Motel 6.
Huh?
Right here.
Can't hear you.
This right here.
Oh! You play with a Yoshi? No.
Pretty good.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah.
John Nickham, he'd had a long history with drugs. He had recently had issues with stealing firearms. Brooke Badger, she too had a long drug history. I knew them to be together in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know if they're there now.
I do.
Probably are. She should be paying for another night this year. When you knock on the door, do you say something, or do you ever go through the room? No, she usually just comes up here to pay. You know
There you go. Which is it? Which is it?
Deputy V is accompanied by Deputy Colros.
Oh, you see my toys up there? You see my toys up there?
When we serve warrants, they
Which one?
double as search warrants for the individual.
I don't got no toys up there
And
for you
if
to
we
play
hear
with.
activity, then we can search the space for people.
And a lot of them are too small.
Just gonna go for the ashtray.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to. There, went bye-bye. Went bye-bye? What else you see? Hold up. Ah, can't reach now. Reach. Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Show your hands right now.
You like your daddy slip. Got bob and weave. Something you don't do in Call of Duty. Wait, got boogie. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh. Snip. How much you gonna pay me not to snip? How about that?
Radio traffic, Officer Veek saying he has shots fired.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised when he pulls the gun out of the Jeep and shoots it at me. I was shocked.
Oh,
He
shit.
wasn't innocent.
What you trying to do? Yeah. Nala's behind you.
Okay.
You see her?
That's when I made contact with Officer Calros, and he had explained that the female subject had fled on foot.
A mantra in law enforcement is win, what's important now. And at that point, we had shots fired at police officers, and Brooke Badger, she was not the threat that he needed to address. We needed to address the shooting that was going on.
Trying to grab Nala.
We just want to get as many people there as quick as possible.
Backup is on the way. But there are hotel guests to protect.
The goal at that point is to keep the hotel guests inside their rooms until we can safely evacuate them.
Second room from the end, right on the right. There's people in that room, there's people in the room right next door.
We had officers in the hallway who knew that he barricaded himself in a room.
Yeah.
Our number one concern is for the safety of everyone in the hotel.
We relied on the Anderson Police Department. Many of their officers that were there were already on the Anderson SWAT team.
Hey, Jerry.
Can you think of mine?
Go south. Make sure I'm getting coming out the window.
Rather than waiting for the Sheriff's Department SWAT team to have to get called out and respond. We decided to let their department cover the operation as far as clearing the room and entering the room.
Long gun, handgun. Going to evacuate to the right.
We have to get other people out of the hotel. There's a chance that rounds could go through walls into other rooms, and we don't want innocent people to get injured.
Get us a key card. Get us a key card for these rooms.
You don't know if that person has anybody else that's related to that situation. There could be somebody else of the same like mind in another hotel room. There's a lot of unknowns there.
Okay, just get your shoes. You're okay.
Yeah.
Come on out. Go behind me, man. Come on. No one else is in there? No, I'm going to the school. Sheriff's Department, anybody in the room? Sheriff's Department, anybody in the room?
We literally went room to room, knocking on every door, cleared the entire floor of the hotel. Clear.
Police. Sheriff's Department, anybody in the room?
Sheriff's Department, if you're inside, let us know.
Yeah.
With guest evacuation over,
Yeah.
let's now focus on the gunman.
They located Mr. Nickham.
Yeah. Yeah.
He died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. John Nickham thought that there was no other option left and that he would have to take his own life.
Really?
There's going to be family members now without a loved one.
Obviously, I don't want to see anybody hurt, especially to take their own lives.
There was evidence of drug paraphernalia and other drug items found throughout the room.
With John Nickham deceased, officers now focus on trying to locate his partner, Brooke Badger, who is on the run.
What's up?
She was last seen fleeing out the south door of Motel 6.
That female is not dead.
She took off. She went on foot.
Yeah, we gotta do it louder. Yep, there you go.
Green tank top, great.
did I have jewelry on? Because I had not handcuffed her yet because they shot that.
He coming back. He warming up the car.
She didn't have shoes on.
It split up the investigation into two parts.
Get a picture of that female and make sure we get it all sent out to everybody.
Officers searched the hotel grounds.
You got his tail?
If you saw a female
Did you get his
without
tail?
shoes on with a green tank top and a gray sweatpants, did you see her come through here?
What's the
The
matter?
K-9 unit tracked south in nearby fields.
What's the matter?
Sheriff's Department.
Well, mommy?
Badger, if you're in this area, let yourself be known. You're gonna get bitten on the dog.
See you later, mamas. Oh, the toy.
We traveled almost a full mile east into the series of fields, tracking with K9, checking every brush pile, checking the fence row, checking the wooded areas.
I want to go in there, but I don't know that dog.
How about head back? She got that for going.
Yeah.
We had radio transmission. One of the officers from Anderson Police Department was able to look at video footage from the neighboring hotel, and she actually went north. Brooke Badger escapes. That's certainly frustrating.
Brooke Badger's still on the run. Then, police get a tip-off that she's at a house 25 miles away from the crime scene in Elwood, Indiana.
Which car's supposed to be here?
Deputy Richwine joins the officer who was tipped off at the suspect's address.
Officer Jamie Crawford in Elwood was flagged down by somebody and was given information that Brooke Badger had been staying at a residence on North 10th Street. I've served a lot of arrest warrants over the years. I was familiar with what occurred at Motel 6. We got a job to do, we're going to go in and we're going to get it done.
No, please, Doc, can you come front door for me? Hey, Brooke. Brooke. I see you. You're speaking.
Right inside. Or direct me to her. Hop up and get out here.
She was sitting there half dressed in her t-shirt and her underclothes.
Put the pants on.
I hate fields.
Who else is here?
I'd love to see them burn.
Nothing on you?
It was dirty, a lot of clutter and trash laying everywhere. It appeared to be somewhat of a drug house.
A conductor of souls. All those innocent souls I harvested will finally be of use.
Just you. Step out here. Turn around.
At that point, then I placed handcuffs on her and escorted her to my vehicle and transported her to the Madison County Jail. It is sad because it boils down to choices and people that you hang around. You put yourself in a situation, it's just that's what's going to happen.
All right, switch smoke out. I want my strap stick. You're going to have to step up in there.
Brooke Badger pleads guilty to attempting to escape from lawful custody, which was a level 5 felony. Her conviction will be deferred if she successfully participates in a drug program through the problem-solving courts in Madison County.
4014 confirming you're serving the day court?
I don't have any ill will towards Brooke, and I don't think she was responsible for any of what happened.
Shots fired!
During the weeks that I was looking for Brooke Badger, I learned that she had the potential to be a good person. She just got wrapped up in drugs.
In Hobbs, New Mexico, a desperate mother risks her life to protect her babies.
The owner of the vehicle had jumped on the hood of the car.
In Scottsdale, Arizona, a burglary becomes a treacherous game of hide and seek.
We didn't know if the suspects were looking right at us or not.
Is there some door, some closet, some hiding spot that we missed?
Where you parked the car at? In the front? Oh, okay.
In New Mexico, just 2 miles west of the border with Texas, is the city of Hobbs.
Many humans lie dead among the roots of these trees. I quite like this
I
place.
live here in Hobbs. I live in the community that I work in. I've been a member of this community for 30 years and with the Hobbs Police Department for 21. Crime in Hobbs
Sacrifice
is
to
pretty
dominate.
much theft and drug-related stuff.
Where's your emergency? Hello, someone stole my car and my kids are driving today. Where are you at? I'm on Navajo with the Harvey with the correctional officers. I'm sorry, you're...
You need help?
With the correctional officers.
Okay.
In El Paso. Okay, what kind of vehicle is it? It's a white new Hyundai. My kids are in the car.
Just seconds earlier, the mom had left her children in her car while she went into the convenience store.
Okay, what's your name?
Simple mortal trinkets.
Okay, Melody. How many kids are in the car?
They'll probably take your medical.
Okay, Melody, did you...
So there's dinner?
Did you see what they look like?
She was a tall girl in a dress, and she was maybe black or Hispanic, so she had a black dress and a blue.
In a black dress?
She was inside the stripe. Yeah, she was just inside the stripe. She just opened the door and she jumped in. She took off with my baby.
Yo, please stop.
No, I'm on the
Baby.
road. She drove me on the road. In the street.
Okay, so you grabbed onto the car and got dragged for a little ways?
I was at the stripe, and this tall girl.
She was very panicked, as there were children still in the vehicle. Melody, which way did they go?
They were going towards Brian.
With a call like this, I would immediately yell at my appropriate law enforcement dispatcher and
Thank you.
start dispatching it as soon as we've got enough information.
Maybe it'll take your headache away.
We're stolen vehicle, now it's on El Paso.
CV at Durham with white Hyundai. Children are in the vehicle.
I was probably about 5 to 6 blocks away. Patrolling the area, responding to calls. The 4th of July were pretty busy.
Archie's hysterical, so we're trying to get more information on her. But I think there's an 11-month-old and a 6-year-old in the car. CV a Hyundai Santa Fe.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, who steals a car with babies in it?
The whole shit pretty much dropped everything we were doing, and we started looking for that car.
Within minutes, an officer reaches Melody.
She was going that way, and she was going all crazy, but she was inside the stripe, so they had video of her. But if I can find my phone, my phone is in the car, and I can find out where my car's at.
It's gonna be a female driver. The mom she pushed the mom out of the way. Mom jumped on the hood. She drug the mom. I think it started 55. Mom's got several abrasions.
The owner of the vehicle had jumped on the hood of the car. As a mom myself, I just couldn't even imagine what that mom was going through. Just the sheer desperation of somebody jumping onto a moving vehicle.
Can you confirm if her phone's still in the vehicle?
Her phone is in the vehicle. If we can get her phone number, we can track it. But it takes a little bit of time.
I don't know, you go get visual of that? I'm looking at the vehicle now, sir. I was working the Eagle Eye shift that night from 5 a.m. in the morning.
The Eagle Eye system has a camera pretty much at every major intersection.
In a kidnap situation where every second counts, traffic cameras provide vital surveillance.
Did you get a last direction of travel?
Negative, we're unable to get direction of travel.
I needed to try to find the vehicle. That way we could end the situation as fast as possible.
She was advising they possibly went eastbound, correction, westbound on Navajo.
I was unable to locate the vehicle, so I replayed the footage, and that's when I got the video of the lady riding on the hood. I immediately went to another camera further west, but at that time there was no vehicles in that area.
It's only minutes since the alarm was raised, but the SUV with the kids inside has vanished.
And they're in the car right now. One of the kids on the phone.
I was in the center and we were all working on it, and they were yelling out, "Hey, I've got the grandmother on the phone."
Okay, you said that your granddaughter's in the vehicle. She's 6 years old. Is there any other children in the vehicle? Yes, my grandson, and he's 11.
The kidnapped 6-year-old is calling her grandmother from the back seat of the car.
Are you FaceTiming the granddaughter?
Oh my God, they hung up.
Back in Eagle Eye, Control Officer Teague then spots something suspicious.
I'm looking from Del Paso and Bender, which is just south of where the incident occurred. And I see a vehicle coming off of a side street at a high rate of speed. And so once the vehicle comes off the side street, I notice it stop at the intersection there.
You said the vehicle had a white license plate with a D symbol on the front. Del Paso and Bender turning eastbound.
I immediately relayed the information. Officer Maxwell advised that she was in the area.
Clear to pass on Bender.
So I open right to pass on Bender.
It's one that don't pass on Bender.
Good turn to eastbound.
I see it.
I made a U-turn. I activated my emergency lights and began to pursue the vehicle.
Sir, she's leaving at a high rate of speed. No lights on.
I've just gone through the intersection of Bender and El Paso when Eagle gave us the information. I turned my patrol car around to head back towards that intersection.
She ran the red light. She's southbound on Jefferson.
The vehicle didn't stop, but she accelerated through the intersection.
At
She
your
made a
service,
southbound turn
master.
without stopping at the red light. So her driving is becoming erratic, and she wasn't pulling over.
As the pursuit begins, officers keep the distressed mother, Melody, informed.
I think we have officers that found the vehicle. Have an ambulance come and check you out, just so you know.
I just need to find my baby. I don't care about looking at
Yep, you can hear them. You can hear them. They're going. They're chasing the car right now.
The suspect leads police into a maze of residential streets where July 4th celebrations are in full swing.
I was seeing fireworks going off, and she's driving down a residential area. She's blowing through intersections. She's not stopping at stop signs.
We just gotta get it stopped without them crashing or anything happening to the kids or anybody else getting hurt.
You just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, who knows what she's thinking. If she has a gun and starts shooting at me, I can't shoot at the car. There's babies in there.
Jackson, you got discretion. We don't need her to drive reckless and put those other kids in danger.
If we're in the middle of a pursuit and their driving becomes a danger to the public, we make the decision to stop so that they know that they're no longer being pursued, and hopefully they stop driving recklessly. So I slowed down, I turned my lights off, and I discontinued the pursuit at that time because it was just too dangerous for the public.
Did she lose her?
10-4. I didn't want to stay too close behind her. She started taking up speed the more I got behind her.
Having to call off a pursuit, it's a tough decision to make. It's the right decision to make to keep the public safe, but at the same time, it almost feels like you're defeated.
911, where is your emergency? Yes, I'm calling because right outside of my house, a car stopped all of a sudden and left a little kid in the front, like across the street.
No mother would leave their child in the middle of the street. It's a very isolated area. So for me to see that, I kind of felt like something's not right.
What kind of car is it, ma'am? It was a white SUV. Is that vehicle still there, ma'am? No, it left. They left the child there.
I told the lady if it was okay for me to approach her, and she said if I felt safe to do so, then I could.
Can you just take her or guide them to your residence so I can have an officer pick them up? Okay.
I made sure the little girl felt safe with me, so then I walked her up to my front porch and into my home.
Units, we got a call from 201 West Apache. She dropped off the 6-year-old. We're sending the info that way. There's an 11-month-old baby as well in there. I'll head over there that way with mom.
Those rotting with mice. Oh, they shall be very useful.
I don't know yet. The police officer arrived with the mother, and when I finally opened the door...
Knowledge is
Is there
power.
another baby in here? Oh, I just heard, yeah.
And then that's when I seen the mother, you know, just come out of the car, and she ran.
She dropped off the 6-year-old, still has the 11-month-old. She left the 6-year-old with the mom's phone.
I just picked up Murray on Apache, but they have the baby in my car.
That's when I found out that there was another child, because I thought it was only just this one child. That broke my heart, because I'm a mother, you know, and I felt her pain.
Do we have another kid that's outstanding? There's an 11-month-old baby as well in there.
This altar to the light, not far off.
I was trying to think of where she could possibly be going. We were on the east side of town. So the street that she was on, that road will lead you directly to the Texas state line.
If the suspect crosses the state line, the pursuit will no longer be under Hobbs PD's control.
At this point, I feel helpless because all I can hear is radio traffic. Officers are trying to relay information back and forth, but then the call comes in from one of our sergeants.
Clear, man, about the vehicle.
The baby's in the car, he's fine.
Where are you at?
We're in the alley north of Stephen.
When I arrived at the car, Sergeant Hopper was sitting right next to the driver's side of the vehicle with the baby in his hands.
Well, I got the kid. 46, you want to bring the mother this way. He's not crying or anything, but...
Justice confirming you have the car and the baby?
Yeah, unoccupied child.
We've got your baby. We've got your baby. Come on over here. Come on over here.
At your service, master.
The officer informed me that they had found the vehicle with the child in. Thank God, you know, that this child is okay. I was just grateful that the baby was safe. Then it turns to, now we need to go find the person responsible for this.
I just got flagged. I'm 16 on the block at least. Most people they want the female took off.
Someone called in saying the driver was over at their residence, maybe a block down the street. We all headed that way. officers begin to run towards the backyard. The other officers go towards the alleyway. I've decided I'm just gonna go grab her.
Alright, you're ready under this. I got
As I arrived on scene, they had her in handcuffs and they were escorting her to a patrol unit.
The carjacker is identified as Regina Castillo.
She was calm. She had like pretty much like a no care in the world. I wasn't surprised. She's known around town, committing crimes.
This suspect had stolen a car that had 2 babies in it. She dropped a baby off on the side of the road with no concern of what was going to happen to that child.
No, I'm gonna need you to get out the way. I can't see.
In the car on the side of the road in an alleyway. To know that the person responsible was in custody, it was a good feeling for us. It's the feeling that we did our job.
Officers arrive with the mom to reunite her with her baby.
Alright. You ever get checked by medics?
No. I saw the mother briefly. She was pretty banged up, but she seemed relieved that the kids were found.
Regina Castillo is charged with aggravated fleeing a law enforcement officer, resisting, evading, obstructing an officer, 2 counts of abuse of a child, and unlawful taking of a motor vehicle. At trial, she is found guilty and sentenced to 9 years and 3 months in prison.
Let's get down to business.
After you turn those lights off and, you know, the kids are back with their mom, it's back to patrolling neighborhoods to make sure that everybody else is enjoying their 4th of July and we'll find the next crime solved.
Oh, how disappointing.
660 miles to the west, in Arizona, on the eastern edge of Phoenix, is Scottsdale.
I didn't expect that.
Scottsdale Police, this is Cheryl. How can I help you? Good morning, Cheryl. This is 818.
While the city sleeps, police receive a call. An alarm has been triggered at a downtown pawn shop.
I didn't expect
It's a common occurrence for us to get alarm calls such as this. But this time, they're getting multiple activations, both on the roof and inside of the building, which is really strange.
Knowledge is power.
We get there, and I see somebody inside of the business.
I saw him looking at the front door and took off running, so they stop sign.
They mouth the vulgarity, and then they take off running further into the business. Not the reaction you would get for somebody who belonged inside of that building.
Police take up positions to cover every possible escape route.
Hey man! Scottsdale Police Department! It's only gonna get
My disciples enter Perret. They approach them. Fear my rage.
We're gonna have to put a perimeter around the store. You still inside the store. We are no during the pawn first. You are being detained. Do not attempt to flee. Surrender yourself now with nothing in your hands.
He's back on that roof. He's going to the front. He's going to the front.
No one stands against the Prince of Hell.
He's going to the front.
Sergeant Ingram advised over the radio that he's seen the person trying to climb over the
This
fence.
sacrifice
But at
will
that
make
point,
one of
he
you
had jumped back
more
into the
powerful.
business.
But who will I choose?
I didn't want our perimeter to be broken down. There'd be gaps for the person to flee without us knowing.
Take everything you can.
He's coming back. Ortiz, he's right here. He's right here. He jumped out.
We know that we have somebody, at least one person inside of the business. They're refusing to come out and obey our commands.
Everyone hold your perimeter. He's trying to get out, but he can't. He sees all of us.
If we know that there's a subject inside, we usually treat it as a barricade, and we call on the SWAT team.
When I arrived on scene, all the officers who showed up first did a really good job of setting up a perimeter. There were probably 12 police cars all around the structure.
161, we're moving up to the gate now.
Final warning!
As a SWAT officer, my job is to get information for the SWAT sergeant and the team leaders before they show up.
161, I got the gate open. We're going to be entering the actual backyard of the place.
So I kind of did a walk around to see where everybody's at, see where the entry points were. We want to maintain the upper hand tactically, so I wanted to find the surveillance cameras. The surveillance cameras are difficult for SWAT officers who are moving up to a structure because they give the person inside the drop on you. They see us coming up on cameras, they can decide to start shooting at us.
McGee deploys a non-lethal round to take out the cameras.
Hey, don't waste these.
With the surveillance cameras now disabled, police units are able to approach the rear entrance of the building without being detected.
Sorry, going inside. Moving up. A pawn shop is a unique situation where they have all types of things. They have TV, they have furniture, but they also carry weapons, and they have guns. And we don't know what type of threat we're walking into or what type of arsenal the suspects could now have by gaining access into this building.
Good side, make some noise!
Hold on, let boss work for a second.
Alright, let's go back. Work off the car.
I'm listening.
While I was on my perimeter position, they started to use the drone. You can take a look on top of the building in areas that we can't really get our direct eyes on. My position was on the southeastern side of the building, and what I'm looking for is any kind of movement inside. There's always a possibility that they may try to take their chances and flee out the front door.
Once I arrived on scene, I was briefed by the patrol lieutenant. We already know that the suspect's not willing to peacefully surrender. That obviously kind of gets the hairs on the back of your neck up a little bit, that there is going to be some type of confrontation.
We got to the point of entry, which is the back door of the business. As the SWAT team is staged at the door, we do send our technical assets inside, and one being that is our track robot, or what we call the I-Core. We would rather avoid any type of lethal encounter, and that's not what we want to do. That's why we use all these other options first, the dogs, the robots.
Once the robot got so far and we didn't see anything, we decided it was time to go ahead and physically clear that with boots on the ground. What I'm thinking about at that moment is staying calm.
Kind of the best way I could describe it is, adrenaline fuel.
Alright, yeah, we're just saying we made it through that little garage area where the dog in.
Oh, that must have flowed through the home area. Yeah, he's going in there and he's coming back around. Alright, now let's move in. Let's clear out this left sector. And is that clear? Right. Double up with Kyle and hold that. Everybody else is clearly not prepared.
One of our canine officers sent his dog in. The dog immediately went to the right, and it was kind of smelling on a wall, and he was on his back hind legs, kind of jumping up and down on the wall right there, and I thought that was super weird. And in my experience on the team, I've never seen that happen before.
Over here, Scottsdale Police. Police canine, you're here, you're gonna get bit.
Me and the canine operator didn't know what it was doing because I could clearly see that area and there was no one over there. So we thought the dog had gotten thrown off by something.
I got all Max here. All right, one to go down with Bear down the hallway. Right over here. That's right. First, there's anyone over here and start marking at those racks. Because look,
the team comes in and we kind of do what we call a big room domination.
Is that an access pool?
It was a large storage facility with multiple rooms off of it that were stacked with just miscellaneous items from floor to ceiling. They could be hiding anywhere in there. The only place we knew he wasn't was under the floor because it was all concrete.
He's right on top of that. He's alerting high.
Yeah.
Always alert high.
So we kind of just push in, slowly and methodically picking this thing apart as we move through the building.
I got multiple, your boss got back.
Position to die.
Calibers are saying pretty much cleared all the south sector. Moving north, we're about halfway through the business. Getting up to the showroom. Which will eventually allow us to get to that east side. We're just gonna breach one interior door first.
I'm listening.
Don't pick up big, I can get a talk up here.
Who should I kill?
Okay. We can see you from the outside, we know you're inside. You need to surrender, you're gonna get bit.
Now we come to a juncture where it's a natural choke point where an ambush could be set up. This is not a crisis situation where we have to rush in there and save someone. Now we can use our time and deploy more technical assets. I told Detective Patton to go ahead and throw in a smaller robot, which we refer to as the dog bone.
It's called a scout robot, but actually we call it a dog bone because it looks like a dog bone. It's very effective to be thrown at really any distance. Once it lands, it gets on its wheels. It's got night vision on it and got infrared. It just gives us a little bit more confidence in what we're going into rather than going into it completely
The
blind.
most severe punishments for each.
Then once you get down there, come back, clear this to the left here, and then what we'll do is we'll move up to the mount here, take out this room. We did not see any signs of the suspect, so we knew we were going to have to continue with the clear.
Okay.
There was kind of an office in the middle, but had mirrored glass all the way around it. We didn't know if the suspects were looking right at us or not.
I'm listening.
There was a lot of confidence that they could be hiding in there.
Pull back to the mouth. Alright, then move back here.
So I made the decision to deploy one of our 37mm gas rounds and deliver a payload of CS chemical munitions. It doesn't have any detrimental physical effects on you, but it makes you think you're having a hard time breathing. If anyone's in there, it would force them to come out to us.
An Arwen is a weapon system that can deliver different types of rounds, and this one comes with a round that has OC on it that's made to penetrate through walls.
Not getting any response, so we do have to physically go in there and clear it. Oil and gas mask does limit your field of view, and it does make your breathing a little bit more restrictive. It does put you at a little bit of a disadvantage.
Let me know when you're on the air and I'll go off.
I'm really trying to listen. If I can hear anybody inside move, knock something over, start coughing. We don't know if the suspects are being affected by the gas, have covered their faces, or are still laying in wait to ambush us. It's completely defeating at that point because you're like, oh, there's nobody in here. We didn't solve the problem. At that moment, I felt like we had missed something. The subject had gotten away before we got there.
Should I kill? What's keeping you from ridding us of this vermin site?
And they advised that they had cleared the entire building and they didn't find anybody. Thinking that a guy found somewhere to hide in there because there was no way they got outside of our
Do you
perimeter.
want to feel my wrath?
We were kind of getting frustrated at this point, and so everybody kind of breaks off and just starts looking in the weirdest spots, right?
Is there some door, some closet, some hiding spot
Evil
that we
will not
missed? That
spread
is
by
something that can
itself.
happen.
I have my rifle pointed towards the southeast side of the building when I start to see a subject inside banging on the window.
He was like ducking down there and he like came up. Yeah. Like, I think he was hiding behind something almost.
Moving into the southeast window with a silver diamond side towards Scottsdale Road. Looks like a yellow shirt.
I realized that this was a different person than the one I had originally seen at the front door. So now I knew that we were dealing with two
Knowledge
suspects.
is power.
What was weird was patrol was on the outside and they were telling us they could see movement on the inside, but it wasn't us. That was a very odd feeling because they could be looking at us and we can't see them.
We're looking at every single window that we could possibly see. What window are we talking about?
Okay, in this building we are in, we do not have another window south of the boarded up window that you're looking at.
Patrol officers were still telling us that they could see someone inside a window that was a little bit further
Humans will
south from where we
finally
had cleared
submit to my yoke.
So we started matching the windows up from the inside.
The conductor of souls finally deigns to show himself. Don't make him wait.
I looked over and I saw my boss, he was pulling boxes out. And, you know, that's weird because if somebody's back there, how are they going to get the boxes, you know, back in position? And as he's pulling all these boxes out, he comes across a little crawl space.
It's gonna be 2 minutes. I don't know where he is. Where the
Looks like a little cubby hole.
Yeah, they went south to the apartment. Just south of
You can see it's a little plywood door.
As he kicks it, it comes right back. So at that point, we knew somebody was on the other side.
There's no doubt they knew the police were there. They were not going to come out of that room without some type of confrontation.
At that point, he was able to push that little door open. There's a male suspect on the ground. There's another male suspect deeper in the back that's just laying down. Kind of looked very lifeless at the time. He had now grabbed one of our detectives' ankles and wasn't letting him push forward. I don't know if he had a substance on board. I still don't know those answers. But at that time, he pretty much just kind of goes in like a rage mode, I guess. It's a tiny room. It's like fighting in a hallway. We have all our gear on. We're in gas masks. It's like breathing through a straw, especially when you're, exerting that much energy.
The longer it goes too, the more likelihood is more people getting injured. So we're trying to end this as quickly as possible. Biggest concern is I couldn't get resources in there to help my operators. So a couple of the breachers, they start just manually breaching the wall because it's just drywall.
I need to get through that wall. My family is in there and they're in a fight. So I want to get in there. I want to help.
We're just pretty much trading
This
punches with
forest
this guy,
isn't so
so we could not
terrifying.
contain him.
Not yet.
We called up in Arwen. It's just a rubber bullet. He fires one shot. The suspect then falls over.
And then just basically drag him out at that point. But as I start pulling him out, his shirt rips off. We were able to control him, get his hands behind his back, and then handcuffed at that point. And then he actually started showing signs of heavy drug use to the point that we were also concerned about his welfare.
At your service, master.
You go from we're take out a bad guy to now that bad guy is in trouble, so we go immediately into a life-saving role.
We get a lot of medical training, especially in our unit, and we kind of knew probably what we were seeing. It was an overdose of some sort, at least that's what it looked like.
Faster we get Narcan on board, the more likely they are to have less damage done.
You can use that to help revitalize the individual while they're dying.
You called off the sick book?
They did 2 or 3 doses of Narcan on him.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Here we go. Yeah, wake up! Wake up! Open your eyes! Open your eyes! Stand move, Aaron. Move, Aaron. Okay, good.
That was able to bring him back.
Good. Okay, watch out. Hey. Good right here, brother. Yeah. Right. Yep, I got it.
I'm able to go inside and get the subject to where there's more air and there's fire department personnel who are waiting to provide some care to the subject.
He definitely was breathing and he was alive at that point, and he's only able to pick up the actions of those detectives that got on the Narcan real quick.
Move a little bit. Try and get to work. Here, get to work.
As a police officer, once you arrest somebody, their health and well-being is in your hands now. Even though they've committed a crime, you are still responsible to make sure that they get the help that they need.
Yeah, you gotta wake up. When he wakes up, make sure he's under control.
I mean, one of my operators probably saved the life of one of the suspects in there that overdose. So overall, I felt very good. It was a successful operation.
We've trained for those moments our entire careers. That's why you can see that we're able to go from a tactical unit to transition to life-saving capabilities. I love it. I love the adrenaline to it. It's exactly what we train for.
The suspects are Travis Stack and Joshua Vess. Both are transported to the hospital and treated for suspected drug overdoses. Travis Stack pleads guilty to 1 count of solicitation to commit third-degree burglary, unlawful entry. He receives 2 years of supervised probation. Joshua Vess pleads guilty to 3 counts of aggravated assault on an officer and 1 count of third-degree burglary, unlawful entry.
No one stands against the Prince of Hell.
In prison.
I've been a patrol officer for 11 years, and in my entire career, this
Beyond
is
your
the first time
guard,
that I ever
disciples.
saw
Even you
an
would not
arrest
impervious to the
turn
snares of
into
this
a
swamp.
life-saving venture at the same time.
So the suspect's actions that day, I thought, were just desperate moves made by someone who's in a bad situation.
Still just very odd how they got into that little room, and essentially what it is it's a display area for the pawn shop. Essentially those two were in a display case on the side of the road.
At any point, they knew the police were there. They could have surrendered their actions. It was unneeded. It was unwanted, and that's.
Scared. I thought Bob's gonna run. I didn't set out to be his friend. What do you do when your best friend kills your other best friend?
In Oklahoma.
What's that?
At your service, master.
Turns deadly.
Before I open fire on that door. Shots fired.
In Florida, a joyrider stops at nothing to evade capture.
I've never seen anything like that before. Headbutt his way out of the window.
And in Arizona,
911, where's your emergency?
a life or death rescue.
You're holding your breath, hoping that that truck doesn't move.
Sitting on the eastern edge of the Great Plains, and known as the wheat capital of Oklahoma, is the city of Enid.
Enid is a blue-collar town. We've got train tracks, grain elevators, a few places to eat, but mostly a town for people who go to work and go home. I started working there about 3 years ago. Before that, never really had any intention of becoming a cop. It just sort of fell into my lap. There's something new every day. It's never the same. It's always exciting.
What's your location? Yeah, 1216 West.
Perfect.
Okay, what's going on? Yes, my friend's husband seems a little bit homicidal, suicidal, and we need someone to come make sure he's not going to hurt himself or anyone else. Okay. And what is his name? His name is Matt. Last name is Travis. He's been drinking a lot. He has incredibly irrational behavior, bordering paranoid. Okay, well, we're going to get a few officers en route, okay? Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome.
Outside? Why do they trap him? Where's the basement this side? $9071, they're saying that, or I'm being advised that he's trapped in the basement.
My partner, Officer Guth, first arrived at the scene.
Where is there a basement down there? Okay, what's the best way?
Dispatch tells me that there is a person experiencing a mental crisis, that there are weapons in the house but unknown location, and that there are children
I
inside
am
the house.
pleased with these offerings.
These calls are very
Take them.
rarely straightforward as they're set out.
Where is he? Travis? Hey Matt, are you in there?
As I arrive on scene, I know the wife is in the house, my partner is in the house, and I know somewhere there are children, but I don't know where. Well, our goal is never to escalate. We always want to de-escalate. Having children inside the house, they're innocent bystanders. We do want to keep it as calm as possible.
This is Officer Guth with the Enid Police Department. I'm in the house now. I guess there's an entrance to the basement in here. Hey, Dad, you in there? Go ahead, move this, please.
As I walk up to the house, it seems fairly quiet, so I'm thinking in my head maybe it's calmed down a little bit.
Has he been violent anyone, or?
I am pleased with these offerings.
Hey, Matt,
Take
you in
them.
there? Yeah, there's two of us. Why?
Simple.
What phone call are you talking about?
He seems very agitated. His words are slurred. Can't really make out what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't think I know you from any previous calls.
Alright, let's just say we agree on that.
Yeah, I think we agree.
Our training mostly focuses on establishing communication, trying to keep the suspect as calm as reasonably possible.
I'll make an agreement with you and your partner.
What's that?
You slide your badges under the door. I slide my ID under the U.
No, we're not going to take our badges off.
Choose quickly. Evil will not spread by itself.
Make the decisions here. You don't understand that my wife and my child was threatened to death by a who runs the cartel, along with an additional member of my family. I'll tell you how it goes again, officer.
Is that what?
The both of you can slide your badges under the door, and I can review them, and then I can slide them back into the door, and you can review mine.
It's not that it's an unreasonable request, but the main concern is that by taking our badges off and sliding them under the door, that tells them exactly where we're at.
Our badges are just a sticky Velcro thing on our vest, and we don't have like a physical like hard badge.
Myself and Sergeant Evans hear the call come out, and we decide we're going to respond due to the nature of the call. We get these types of calls a lot, where people are having these thoughts of self-harm, maybe homicidal thoughts.
Knowledge is
My
power.
understanding, it was Mr. Travis's wife that's upstairs, and also 2 small children that are with her. Being that he's made these statements that are kind of delusional, he's not understanding that we're the police and we're there to help. In his mind, his family can now turn into bad guys. That his wife and his children are now the enemy, and he needs to take them out.
As soon as we step out, Norton starts speaking to the wife of the couple that was there having dinner.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so mashed up, like just paranoid, like if you decide to join us and we do this thing, I can protect you from everything that's happening, and like just not normal statement. Like he's just.
Did he threaten anybody specifically here, telling them that he wanted them dead, or?
No, he did not do that.
All right.
If he did say he was gonna kill himself, kill his wife, that kind of thing, we can put him in protective custody.
Back inside the house, officers again try to reason with Travis.
I don't have a physically hard badge.
Then you're full of.
I start realizing that the situation may be escalating. I put my foot in front of the door to make sure that he just can't swing it open.
You have 5 seconds before I open fire on that door.
You have a firearm?
Absolutely I do. What I do?
At that point, I do hear the very distinct sound of the slide to a handgun racking in the basement.
Shots fired.
This is my first active shooting. It's hard to say what emotions you're experiencing in that moment, because just about every ounce of adrenaline in your body pumping through your system. We weren't given that much time. As the shots are being fired, I feel something hit my cheek. I have no idea what it is. I recognize that it hurts, but I'm still moving, I'm still functioning. I did reach up and feel my cheek, there wasn't any blood. I determined that it was either wood from the door or bits of drywall.
There's a lot going on, and it kind of takes my brain a second to process.
He's in that door just to the left. He's in the basement.
The one thing that was going through my mind is that he was directly below his children and his wife. And at this point, I'm not sure if his wife is the catalyst that got him so upset. So I was worried that he was going to try to shoot through the floor upwards.
With no time to evacuate the family, police must get Travis to comply.
Sir, come out with your hands up and open. Let's go back. Sir, show me your hands. Police department, you just want to sit straight this way.
Hey, y'all lock the door. Lock the door.
We have Mr. Travis's wife and his 2 small children upstairs. The decision was made not to go upstairs because we could become unnecessary targets. And then are we putting the Travis family in danger by making movement? I don't know if he's going to shoot warning shots up into the air, and those bullets are going to be going up the staircase that a family could potentially start walking down. So at that point, it's best to kind of just leave everything where everybody is till he's taken into custody.
Where's he at? He's in the basement. There's a door there. There's an entrance on the other side as well. Where's our guy? Where the kitchen is. Look for. Yeah, I'm going to prison.
Initially, I was in the line of fire, had anything.
¿Sabes que nosotros comemos comida fina? Bueno, te dejo. Hola, amiga. Hola, amiga. Bueno, yo veo que tú estás comiendo lo mismo de ayer. Sí, así es. Porque tú no te cansas de comer lo mismo. Bueno, y para eso es que el dinero nos está alcanzando ahora. Bueno, pero le alcanza para muy poco, déjame decirte.
Mañana no sabemos todavía.
¿Bien?
Comiendo lo que sea, sin importar.
¿Vamos?
Está bien, amor, vámonos. Tú me puedes...
Sí, mi amor, pero tú y yo teníamos que...
Ah, que yo sé, sino que tienes que alcanzarte dinero. No, me va a alcanzar, mami, porque mientras uno está con alguien más...
Me hubiera gustado para decirle la verdad en su propia cara, porque ella se lleva diciendo y alardeando que ella tiene tantas cosas, que come todos los días cosas diferentes y todo eso es mentira. Ella actuó prácticamente como que ella es una ricachona y nosotros éramos... No, pero yo eso se lo tengo que contar a mi esposo, de verdad que sí. Mira ahí. Lo mismo mío que tú me ibas a llevar al restaurante, en mi caso tuviese puesto. Mi amor, vas a seguir en lo mismo conmigo. Dale. No se ha volteado nada, mi amor, aclárale. Deja la validancia, ahora va... ¿Cómo están? Mucho dinero. Si yo hubiese sabido que era con lo mismo mío que tú me ibas a llevar al restaurante, en mi caso se hubiese puesto.
Mi amor, no digas eso. Mira, si Dios quiere ya mi amigo me va a pagar el dinero.
Tu amigo tiene un mes pagándote el dinero y nunca te lo paga.
Sí, lo que pasa fue que él tuvo un pequeño percance, pero ya él me va a pagar. Vete a buscar la licuadora.
No voy a buscar nada. Ya tú no vas a seguir en lo mismo conmigo.
Bueno, pues esta noche entonces vamos a hacer de cena arroz con salami. ¿Cómo están?
Muy bien, no se nota.
Sí, se nota también. Sí, claro. Vamos a salir en ese vehículo. Sí, se lo estaba cuidando, era que había muchas personas por aquí, estaban... O sea, sí, se lo estaba cuidando.
¿Que tú estabas haciendo qué?
Tranquila, amor. Tenga algo de dinero por cuidarlo, gracias.
En serio, no puedo creer cómo tú te pones a cuidar carro.
mira. Amiga, ¿qué te pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Que no me ves, que estoy perfectamente bien como siempre. No, que venía escuchando que van a cenar arroz con salami. ¿Esa no fue la comida que tú me criticaste el día pasado? No, eso fue relajando que lo dijo. No puedo comer pescado, que ya salió el otro día de la casa. Sí, pescado, camarones, langosta, de todo. Ay, ay, ay. Sí, entonces al parecer ya la hoja se volteó y veo que están cambiando sus planes. No se ha volteado nada, mi amor, aclárale. Déjame la validad que ahora vamos nosotros a cenar langosta. Sí, así mismo. Entonces, nada, vamos a dejarlo ahí porque veo que están hablando, sí. Porque no, yo estaba aquí. Y tú eras mi amiga, mira cómo te está ahora burlándote de mí. No, Nicole, no es una burla, es para que tú veas que uno debe de aprender a comprender las situaciones de la otra persona. Tú sí fuiste a mi casa a burlarte delante de mi esposo, de nuestra situación. Yo, de todo modo, no lo veo así. Yo veo que ella fue a decirnos lo que estaba pasando en su momento, un momento bueno, pero a todo no llega nuestro momento, que no es el bueno. Amor, mira, vámonos de aquí, de que yo van a salir. Sí, vamos a salir. Y nada, espero y te lo encuentre bueno, esa comida que van a cenar hoy, según lo que escuché que dijo tu novio. Porque nosotros vamos a comer el pescado, mi amor, y tú me dijiste a la cosa. Así que hablamos luego, todo pasa. Sí, lo mismo que ustedes cenaban, porque al parecer ahora no van a cenar eso. Mira, cállate, mejor que te calles. Así que nada, todos pasamos por situaciones que no son previstas en nuestra vida, pero pasan. Así que vámonos, mi amor, que el tiempo corre. Por favor, permiso y gracias por cuidar del vehículo. Mi amor, vámonos entonces. Así que no olviden de que este día... Mire, mami, gracias, mi hija, y gracias por todos los días que estuve en tu casa. Que Dios te bendiga. Y venga acá, ¿para dónde usted piensa ir? ¿Y usted cree que todos los días que usted duró aquí en mi casa fueron andarme? Usted usando mi luz, comiéndose mi comida y gastando mi pasta de dientes también, ¿no? ¿De 10,000 pesos ahí? Pero yo no creo que sea de verdad que tú me estás diciendo eso. Y usted me está dando cara de risa mío, de relajo, para yo relajar. Claro que no, de 10,000 pesos, venga, que no fueron en varios esos 2 días. Pero yo lo que tengo aquí es el dinero del pasaje. Mira, pues, deme esos 500 pesos y váyase a pie. Váyase que yo lamentablemente a nadie le acepto yo que venga aquí a mi casa en barrio. Ay, mire, trata de eso, está por tiempo de tu hogar de alfa, de gratis. Ay, no te mami, cuídese. Ah, pues está bien, hija.
How dare you attack me? That person was Count